Hey, feel free to skip over this episode. I just need to review where I am and what's wrong in case my friend Daniel has a chance to look at the code. You probably don't want to see this, but it's up there in case you want to. So here's what's been happening. So in my project, I've done a major restructuring because I was having a hard time keeping track of the code. I wanted to use more native HTML, more simple CSS rather than doing everything manually the painful way. So all the old files have been moved out of here. And in the place, I have a new game file. I have a new minor changes to my can I select this? All right, I have a new game file which loads a baseline and then merges in an example. There's unit test for all these things. It's just the integration test that's dying badly. Games is a legacy thing from the old. God now just has our new vector object to manage our positions and such more elegantly. I have a new layout object where it much more coherently describes the dependencies and configures things. And it uses the game level structure to render these items. And if I don't have my grid, it shows up pretty nicely. In fact, I should probably stop there. And you can look at the header and the controls to see how they're supposed out. There's some minor rendering artifacts, but it's not too bad. You kind of see how everything's supposed to look there, which is nice. Rendering artifacts are the least of our problems. And then we have the layout file we mentioned. We have a new render subsystem where I basically refactor my render and draw methods. So everything works through rendering things, and then it just switches the HTML and SVG dictionaries that it creates. I am creating SVG items more, but I don't think that's the problem. But anyway, the short answer is that I can render the HTML reasonably fine, and my row and column things seem to be doing what they're supposed to do. But the SVG rendering, which the tests for it all pass nicely in test render, but that's where I just mock up the reactive coffee pieces. So what I need to be doing is to do run SVG tests with Rx instead of Rx mock. That's probably the next thing that needs to happen, is figure out why the paths I'm creating are dying. Let me see if I can create a failing task. So doing the render mock, which was very nice for testing, but of course there's no breaking everything. I just want to do this. And let's just throw this in there. Actually, let's think like under real. Maybe the and then figure out a whole new set of actual validations here, but when I run that, Render SVG. Non-mock. Get a lot of debugging stuff, and looks like it crashes. So I know I'm running way out of time here. But anyway, yes, so the problem is with SVG rendering, and probably the danger is that I didn't do a real thing and I die on the render mock. Excellent. Which appears to be the case here. So I will take a screenshot of this. And generate failing test. Out master. Merge new world. Tag. Open re-renderer. Okay. Yes. And that's all she wrote. Sorry to leave you like this, but that's what happens when you're doing awesome stuff badly. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.